I'm going to talk a little bit about hockey today. January 10th. First game I'm looking at is the Colorado Avalanche against the Chicago Blackhawks. Should be a high-scoring game. Vegas has the over and under at 5.5. Three guys I'm going to use from Colorado are Nathan MacKinnon, $7,000. These are all DraftKings prices. He has a goal and an assist in his last two games. I'm also going to use Matt Duchene. He has 2 goals and assists in his last 3 games. Both producing for Colorado. Duchene is on the power play. Power play does have a slight advantage over Chicago's penalty kill, so we're looking at that. And since I'm going to go with that, I'm going to throw a defenseman in who also plays the power play. I'm going to go with Tyson Barrie. He's at 5,400. He has 3 goals and 3 assists in his last 3 games. He's on a tear at 5,400. I'm not going to pass up on him. I feel this power play could do some damage. You're going to have to score to keep up with Chicago, so we're hoping that this is a high-scoring game and they start putting some goals in the net. The second stack I'm looking at is, I'm going to stay with the same game, Chicago. We have Patrick Kane. He's a monster, takes a ton of shots. If he doesn't score, you could rely on his points from just the amount of shots he takes. He is expensive. I believe he's $8,800 in the salary. So, you could play him or not play him. If you're not going to play him, you stick his line mates in. They got Panarin, who's very affordable. I believe he's $5,900. He has 4 goals in his last 3 games. Playing with Kane has really helped his production. Plus, he's got a great shot. Can't go wrong with him. You can play their center, Anisimov. He's at $4,700. He also piggybacks off Kane. So if you're not going to play Kane, you throw those 2 guys in, you can get some production that way. You don't always have to play the stud to capture points that he scores, because all 3 of these guys, they're on the power play. One scores, chances are they're all going to score. So it's a good way to save some salary to avoid playing Kane. Or if you have the salary and you have a lot of value in other places, you can play Kane and throw all 3 of these guys in and throw a super lineup in. Third game I'm looking at, another stud team, Washington. Very hard to avoid these teams when they're both on the same slate for the day. Very easy to take Ovechkin, same deal with Kane. High salary players. But again, you could look to try to piggyback off them with their line mates. You have Oshie and Backstrom. But I like to go a different way. I'm going to go with their second line. I like Evgeny Kuznetsov. Great talent. He's on the power play. Johansson is out due to a suspension, so he's not playing on the power play, but Kuznetsov is. Kuznetsov comes in at 5,900. He's got a goal and assist in his last 3 games. I'm going to throw him in with Justin Williams. He's on the same line. Justin Williams doesn't see the power play time on the first unit, but he does see power play time on the second unit. But Justin Williams has a goal and assist in his last 2 games. He took a ton of shots last game. I think it was 5. So he is producing point-wise. So I'm going to go with them. Save a little salary to try to get those other 2 lines I mentioned earlier in Colorado and Chicago. The goalie today, I'm going to go with Hellebuyck for Winnipeg. Guy's on fire. He's got a 1.8 goals against average this year. His save percentage is .937. He's given up 3 goals in his last 3 games. So that's the goalie I'm picking today. And those 3 lines. I'm entertaining a little bit of Winnipeg as well. I like Drew Stafford today. Every 2 or 3 games he goes off, so he's due. And that's basically it. You can reach me at MacFBB on Twitter. If you got any questions, feel free to ask. And below, I'm going to stick a little lineup in for you, and hopefully it does well. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.